Alright, welcome to another episode of Jeep Torque. I just wanted to go back over what I did here to keep the Jeep cool. So here at the front I have a PSC for my steering, so that's taking up some landscape here. But over here I set up, I built this on my own. I set up my own little fan here that draws some cool air into here when I'm more in an idle state or climbing any rocks or going off-road. So that is connected to a switch inside the Jeep. I'll turn it on and off when I see the temperature on my transmission going up. And this back here, kind of hard to see, but that's a Mishimoto external transmission cooler that I set up behind there as well. And then behind that is for the AC unit, and then I have my Mishimoto radiator in the back. But this is how the setup is up front. I got a lot of landscape. If I were to put some sort of supercharger, I'd have to figure this out and kind of reorganize that. So in continuing the conversation of keeping my obsession with the Jeep cool, that is what I did up front there. And then of course I want to show you what's inside here. So this is my radiator right here. This is the Mishimoto. When the which I'll talk about this, when I dropped this off the dealer to change this entire engine out, when it seized on me, they dented this, putting the engine back in. I was not happy with that, but it's still working fine. It's not leaking, but that's the Mishimoto right there. And then here what I did is I outfitted my original intake air box here, the intake for the filter here for your air coming in, and I built this Hummer style. So I got this hose going through there, and then it comes out here to this Hummer style, which you could put up even higher, and you know, if you were going into some deep water. But that's what I did there to draw in some of that air. So that all comes into play to keeping the engine cool. And then this here, I'm experimenting with keeping the upper intake cool. So this is just an experimentation that I'm doing. This is the Baxter unit here. That's the filter, and down inside there is the aluminum. It's hard to see, but that's the aluminum housing for the oil cooler filter system there. But I removed and put a Baxter system. This is what will drip the oil down into your valves to keep that dry start out of play. And then this is actually a throttle body, and I got a little kit. You can find this online. This is supposed to be a throttle body for a 392, just to give me a much bigger diameter here to suck in more air. So again, all of those changes I did there, balancing out how I have the Jeep, or I should say how I keep it at a low temp. But just wanted to show you there what I did here, and more to come on some other things that I've done here. Kind of want to go over the importance of a good exhaust system as well. So I'm using the Borla. It came with an all tip that's already welded in, and this particular one has the huge muffler here, if you could tell. So it's super important to have a good exhaust system that can take all those hot fumes out from the engine, as well, to keep the engine cool. So very important as well on that aspect.